Hello everyone and welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. You're watching JCTV playing on the Xbox One console. This is a Greenwich Valley episode number 8. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. It is late summer, day number 3. It's 5 to 9 in the morning, and we have got some plans for today. We've got $30,001. All right, we've got a busy day planned. I'm planning on visiting the bank and taking out a loan. But we're going to be using that loan for some property. We're going to buy another farm, another piece of land. You can see we did have a pretty good day yesterday on Saturday. We had an operating income of plus $28,000. So we're going to be looking at field number 49, right here in the middle of 48 and 57, where we previously owned our land. Right now, it's currently home to a very lonely field of grass. So we're going to be looking at purchasing that. It is $63,000. So that means we've got to visit the bank and take out roughly $35,000 loan in order to comfortably afford that particular piece of property. Let's see here. First thing we're going to do is buy a plow so that we can plow that grass away. We're going to lease it. Sorry, we're not going to purchase it. So we're going to lease the plow for $867, and then we will go and visit the bank just to see exactly how much we're short. So we need 63,000. We've got there's 34. Okay, let's just do this really quick. All right, that looks about good. We've got $69,000 now with our loan from the bank, which I didn't want to do, but you know, we need more fields come harvest time. So there we go. So we own 48, 49, and 57. Now all we have to do is drive on over to the store, pick up the plow, get rid of all that grass, and then at some point we've got to lime the field, but I don't think we're going to do that. We're kind of crunched for time. It's day 3, it's late summer. We've got to get some crops in the ground before autumn starts so that we can harvest before the winter. So I think we're just going to plow and then seed. That's pretty much what the plan is here. So we've still got that cedar left over that we had the lease on. And then we've still got $5,314 in the bank. So we should be able to afford to fill up the cedar, or we might not have to fill it at all, plus the fertilizing as well. And then we'll go from there. But for now, we're just going to go pick up the plow that we just leased. And then we'll plow field 49, get rid of all that semi-useless grass. Well, it's it's useless to us at the moment because we don't have a mower and we don't have a forage wagon to pick up the grass. So technically it's useless right now, but it's not completely useless altogether. So while we're driving on over to the store, why don't you take a quick minute, folks, look at the bottom right-hand corner of the video. Click that subscribe button for me if you have not done so already. That would be greatly appreciated. And when you're done watching, like and share the video with all your family and friends. Send it to everyone you know. Just spam it up. And then when you're done, ring that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. All right, so this is our field. We're just going to pop in here really quickly, the field that we just purchased. And we're going to have a look at the grass here. Yep, it's grass. Exactly what I thought it would look like. It's a fair size. It's bigger than the other two fields, so it will add nicely to our crop yield come harvest time. But we've got to get this done. We need to get some crops in the ground, so we're going to plow that really quickly. What was I saying? Yes, ring that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. We do a different map on a different series each day of the week, folks. Mondays is obviously Greenwich Valley that you're watching right now. Tuesdays is Green River 2019, where we have nothing but animals. And then Westbridge Hills Wednesday, Stranded in the Pacific Northwest on Thursday. And then Friday's series of Lone Oak Farms, which will be wrapping up, I think, this week. We will be showcasing the series finale of the Lone Oak Farms and the mysterious disappearance of my father and my dealings with the farming mafia. All right, so we're arriving here at the shop. We're going to pick up the plow, fold it up so we can get it out of here. And then we are going to be plowing that grass out of the way. And I'm thinking, just off the top of my head, I think maybe we're going to plant some wheat just to get some crops on the ground. And then we'll worry about what to do after that. So we've got the 2 fields of soybeans, 48 and 57. But it's too late in the year to be planting soybeans. The planting season is over for soybeans. So we're going to have to go with wheats, oats, or barley. So I'm thinking we'll just pick wheats. They're pretty much all the same price anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so we're driving back to the field. We do have a couple of minutes before we get there. Why don't you check out the featured channel section of the channel. You'll see 3 fabulous YouTubers there, Crazy Simulator, Carl Johnson Gaming, and then Deuce MS. Go check those 3 guys out. Subscribe to their channels. Show some love and support to those gentlemen, as they are fantastic YouTubers. You won't be disappointed. All right. This is the entranceway to our other field coming up. Just in that little alleyway right there on your right. And then it neighbors this field here. Oops, we just drove past the entranceway. Let's back up a little bit and we'll get in here and start plowing. We've got to close the gate because the gate overlaps the field. There we go, gate's closed. Now we are free to plow. So I think we're just going to go around the field just so we can get a general idea of where the boundary lines are. Just like that. We'll go around once and then we will just plow the middle of it. It's not going to take that long, even though the field is just twice the size of our other 2 fields. I guess that's what we're going to have to do. We're just going to have to keep buying these small fields until we get enough of them together that harvest time is profitable. It's not a bad little field at all. We should be able to plant quite a bit of wheat here with 100% fertilizing and maximize our crop yield an extra 90%. Essentially almost doubling our crops. If you don't fertilize, then that's on you, but for each level of fertilizing, you get an extra 30% crop yield. So I'm not sure why you wouldn't spend the extra money on the fertilizer, especially when your fields are really small like these ones. One full fertilizer spreader could easily do all 3 fields with a lot left over to do them again at the beginning of next season as well. All right, that's not bad. Maybe we'll look at removing some of these hedges too at some point so we can just drive from field to field without actually opening and closing all these gates. And there we go, 1 complete lap around the field is now complete. That's what our field looks like. All right, let's skip to the end, and this is what it looks like, all plowed and done. So now the plowing of this field is complete. We do have to set down some lime, but I don't want to do that right now. Like I said, we've only got $5,300 in the bank. We probably could lime the field, but then the leasing of the lime spreader plus the lime itself is going to pretty much put us at 0. So we're going to wait until after harvest season, and then we will lime this field, and then we'll take care of all of the other maintenance that needs to be done. But for now, let's just jump back to the farm here really quickly, and then we will grab the seeder, and then we'll see if we need to fill it up or not. We probably don't. We could probably get away with how it is now, and we don't actually have to fill up the seeder. It's good having these farms close to our home base, so that way we don't have to drive really far. This is my next goal here on our right, that big field. 24, not 24, but the one before it, 30 something. maybe these grass fields too that are right adjacent to our home base. They got some big grass fields here. Could fit a lot of crops in there. All right, so let's just drop off the plow. We'll just stick it over here by the cedar. We've already got some seed from the last time we unloaded the cedar, so we'll just refill it with that. It should be empty right now, and I procrastinate and I forgot to send it back to the leasing company. So let's see here. All right, so day 3, you can see here we can plant wheat, barley, or oats. I think we're just going to go with wheat, so that way it will be ready to harvest at some point before the year is up. And then we can stagger it so we have something to do. If we harvest the soybeans first, then the wheat will be ready a few months later. And then we won't be so bored scrounging for jobs to do in the winter time. All right, let's see how much seed we can get out of this. All right, so 46% capacity. I'm willing to bet that we could do that entire field with just what we have in the cedar right now, and then maybe a few liters of seed left over. Let's switch it to wheat before we forget and plant the wrong crops, because that has happened before. We'll just drive on over to the field, and then we will seed some wheat, and hopefully that will be done and ready to harvest by the end of the year. Whoops, right through the barrier. That's all right. No harm, no foul. It's just a bush. We might look at getting rid of some of those later anyway. So while we're on our way back to our field, I almost forgot. Don't forget to follow us on all the social media platforms. You can find links to all of our social media in the description of the video. There's Twitter. You can come and follow me on. Facebook, Patreon, Discord. Join our small community of Discord members. It is a small community, but it is growing by the day. Come and hang out and chat with us. We do these videos Monday to Friday, but we do take weekends off to chat with you, the fans, through Discord and Twitter. Anything you want to ask or anything you want to know, just feel free to shoot a message on over, and we'll reply. Or I will reply. All right, so we're back at the field. Let's close the gates so we can get the seeding process underway. What I wouldn't give for auto-sensing gates that just open when you drive to them. I think they do exist. I think I use them on Pacific Northwest, but I don't really know how to. I don't think I can remove that gate and put another one there. All right, let's just start on this side of the field. And then again, we'll just go around, make a quick lap around the field with the wheat seed. And then we'll just fill in the middle. All right, seeding has begun. You can see our soybeans there to the left of us, growing very nicely. Should be ready to harvest by next month. They are 100% fertilized. Actually, they're about 66% right now, but we're probably going to fertilize them after we're done this, because we've got to fertilize this wheat once it's complete. Once the wheat is complete, we'll fertilize the wheat. I know that was bad. Okay. Let's just drive around in a circle here, or a very oddly shaped rhombus. All right, so I do enjoy playing this map quite a bit. It's a very fun map. Once you set it all up and make it your own, and then plan out your future on this map, it goes quite well. It's got a nice flow. My only complaint with this map is the contract work. It seems that every field on here does not offer contract work. It's the same fields over and over again, and that's fields 109, 115, and 12. It's basically the only 3 fields out of the 100 and something fields that are on this map that actually offer contract work. So I'm hoping that the map maker, I can't remember his name, but I hope he's watching, and takes that into account and maybe fixes an update or changes the change log anyway to reflect that contract work can be done on every field, because a lot of these fields are just grass, so there would be a lot of baling contracts that we could complete. But it would be nice if we could have more than 3 fields of contract work. All right, so the seeding is now completed. Let's drive on over to the gate. We'll open up the gate and take the seeder back to the farm, and then we'll grab the fertilizer sprayer and then spray all of our fields. All right, open sesame. Let's get back in the tractor, and we'll take this back to the farm and grab the spreader. All right, so we're back with the fertilizer spreader. And let's see, we didn't fill it up, so we have 47% capacity, and I'm banking that we have enough in here to do all 3 fields without actually filling it up. These, the other 2 fields to the left and right of us are relatively small and don't take a lot of seed, and this one, with the size of our fertilizer spreader, should not take that much fertilizer at all. We should be able to get this done with a lot of ease, I'm guessing is the right terminology I want to say. It's not going to use a lot of fertilizer. So we'll just go around the field like this, making sure all of the crops are covered. All right, fertilizing increases crop yield. It's a known fact. So plowing, liming, and cultivating also increase crop yield, but fertilizer just takes it the rest of the way. There we go. That's the top half of the field done, and we'll just swing around and do the bottom half of the field. So far we've gotten by with just the 1 tractor. I'm guessing as our operation gets a little larger, we will require another tractor, but we'll see just how much money we can make from our harvest to see if we really need one. Or right now with just these 3 small fields, I don't think we need another harvester or another tractor, but it might be something that we want to look into in the future. But what my plan is now that we've taken out that $35,000 bank loan, we need to pay it back to avoid paying unnecessary interest. So I'm thinking we could probably chip away at it through the harvest process, and then once we harvest, we can put probably $10,000 a year on the loan, and that way it'll be paid off in 3 years. Or we could probably pay it off quicker depending on the price of our crops. We don't actually have a silo to store the crops in, so we've got to sell them right away. I guess that'll be our next logical purchase, is a grain silo so that we could store some of these crops in. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a gate right there. We can take out the some of the hedges and put in a gate maybe, just so we don't have to drive out and all around. So there we go. That field is now fertilized, and we're down to, what does that say, 32% capacity. So we should be able to get these other 2 fields done relatively quickly with no trouble whatsoever. We'll go to that small field first, and we'll do that field to our right last. So we'll go and try and fit down the alleyway again. I'm still hesitant to try and fit the harvester down that alleyway. I don't know if it's going to fit or not, even with the header and the trailer. All right, so there's our wheat. You can see we've got to put lime down. We've got to plow field 57 as well. We'll take care of all that. We'll just plow all 3 fields again once we're done harvesting, so that way they'll all be at the same level. And then we'll put some more lime down on this field so that we can see the level of fertilizing that's taken place. All right, let's zip on over to field number 57. This gate should be open. It still is. There we go. We've got to close it, and this is not going to take very long at all. Let's just close this gate really quick. We need to move the fertilizer sprayer out of the way so it doesn't hit the gate, of course. There we go. Now we can close the gate. Perfect. Let's get these soybeans fertilized, and then we will be up and on our way. And again, this shouldn't take very long at all. This field is really, really small. I hate to think that these folks in these townhomes can smell the fertilizer through their kitchen windows. But that's what you get for living next door to a farm. All right, let's get this. We should be able to just do this in one pass. We'll just go all the way around. And then the field will be done. Up one side and down the other. I'm guessing it won't take that long to harvest either, provided I can get the harvester through that laneway. I may or may not have to remove some hedges just to get the harvester through there, but we'll see. It might fit, it might not. We'll find out the hard way come harvesting season next month or so. All right, there's one side done. Let's see, where's the line? It's hard to see when the crops are at this level of growing. I don't think it really matters. It's not going to use that much fertilizer anyway. We'll just start here and spin around once we get to that wall up there. We don't want to crash through someone's fence and ruin their patio furniture. All right, let's just do... All right, well, it looks like we're just going to go right to the fence line. Here we go. Hit your fence, sorry. And then we'll just curve around and do the bottom half, and then we'll get on out of here. Go back to the field that's closest to our farm. All right, I'm guessing a smaller fertilizer sprayer would probably be more feasible with this size of field, but you know, whatever. I like this fertilizer sprayer. It's easy on the fertilizer. Doesn't release a whole bunch. Oops, scrape your fence. Let's just straighten out here a little bit, get right to the edge. And that's close enough. There we go, fertilizing is complete. Let's fold her on up and drive over to 32, I think it is. 47, I can't even remember what the numbers are anymore. Well, there it is right there, 48. So we have 48, 49, and 57. Let's just jump out of the cab, open up the gate, and we'll go on over to field 48. Open the gate on our way to 48. I did it again. I apologize. Yeah, that harvester is going to be tight getting through there. All right. Well, like I said, we'll find out the hard way once harvesting season comes. We may or may not be able to fit the harvester through there, but we'll see. All right, let's hop out of the cab again, close the gate so we can get right to the edge of the soybeans. There we go. Jump back in the cab and quickly fertilize this field. We're down to 27%. So we should have enough fertilizer to get this done, and that way that didn't cost us anything. Well, it cost us something, but a few months ago we filled up the fertilizer. We didn't have to fill it this time, so it didn't cost anything today, but it cost something a while ago. All right, so we'll just start here at the top end of the field and then work our way down. You can see the fertilizer spreader almost reaches to the other side. So it's not going to take that long. We'll just go down one side, spin around, and come up the other. And then we should be done. And then that will be that. It's only 9:39 in the morning. We got the rest of the day, but I don't think that we're going to do any more work. We'll just probably take the rest of the day off and wait for harvesting season next month. And then that will be that. All right, the bottom half of the field almost completed. And then the side of the field right up to the edge, and then we'll be done. And we still got lots of fertilizer left. So from, what was it, 46% or 47% capacity with all three fields brings us down to just about 20%. So we'll write that on our whiteboard of logistical nightmares, that these three fields can be fertilized with 47% capacity so that we don't have to pay and overfill the fertilizer spreader if and when money gets a little too tight. All right. Fertilizing is now complete. Let's open up the gate, drive back to the farm, and that will be that. I think we will wrap up this episode as there's not much else to do. The only contract available is Field 109, and I don't really want to do that right now. We're sitting okay. We've got $5,000 in the bank, and harvest season is coming up. So I think we'll just save our energy for harvest season, and then we'll see what the crop situation is after that, or the money situation is after that. Thanks for tuning in, folks. This was Greenwich Valley episode number 8. Remember, you're watching JCTV playing on the Xbox One console, and this is Farming Simulator 19. Again, have a great day, and for now, this is JCTV saying, see you later.